Trojan Sports Now.
Hello and welcome to Trojan Sports Now. I'm Danielle Percival.
And I'm Jonathan Sellers. Stick around as we bring you the latest news and scores from Troy Sports. Well, Troy baseball welcomed the 24th ranked Southern Miss Golden Eagles to Troy over the weekend, and as Taylor Burke shows us, the Trojans held their own against the nationally ranked team.
For the second time in 3 years, the Trojans played host to the Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles in a 3-game series at Riddle Pace Field. On Friday, the 24th ranked Golden Eagles showed the Trojans why they are considered one of the top teams in college baseball, scoring 6 runs in the first 2 innings and finishing the game scoring 12 runs over 13 hits on their way to a 12-4 Friday night victory.
Their guy, Andrew Pierce, was an outstanding pitcher. We knew that coming in. He threw great Friday night. We were able to come back and score 4 off of him, which not many teams can do. So I was proud of that.
The Trojans answered Southern Miss back on Saturday with a quality outing from starting pitcher Shane McCain. McCain struck out 7 batters over 6 innings of work. The Trojans found themselves trailing 3-1 in the 6th inning when designated hitter Jake Harrell hit a bases-clearing 2 RBI double following a controversial play that helped lead Troy to a 6-3 win.
Jake got the big ball off the bat after a little controversial call that wasn't much of a controversy to me. It was a foul ball all the way. It rolled all the way down his leg, but it took the umpires a couple of seconds to get the foul ball call.
I fouled one off my foot and it rolled into fair play, and nobody really made a call, and it kind of threw everybody off and wasn't gonna let that break get away. So just tried to capitalize and got it done.
The Trojans took the series from Southern Miss on Sunday behind 3 Troy home runs from Danny Collins, Jake Harrell, and redshirt freshman Peyton Fuller. The Trojans scored 7 runs over the final 3 innings to pick up the W 8-3.
Felt good to hit the home run in a spot where we needed it. We tied the game on Jake's home run and gave us the lead, so it was good to get the win.
It was just a good overall game for us, a game that we put a lot of emphasis on, those Sunday games, and pitched well, played well, got some big hits when we needed them, and got a big win today.
Taylor Burke, Trojan Sports Now.
On Tuesday, but due to inclement weather, the Trojans and Bulldogs postponed the game and will reschedule it to a later time.
Well, the softball team was in action at the Renegade Classic and was pretty successful over the weekend despite a slow start. The Trojans fell to Appalachian State 5-2 in their first game of the tournament. App State's 4-run 5th inning proved to be too much for Troy. The Trojans only managed 3 hits in the game, but one of them was Brittany Russ's 2nd home run of the year to break up a no-hitter in the 5th. And later in the day, though, the Trojans got revenge against Florida State after losing just the day before by beating them 6-3. The team rallied from being down by 2, scoring 5 runs in the 7th inning to knock off number 25 Florida State. On Saturday, the Trojans were facing Southern Miss and won 6-4. The Trojans again rallied from being down by 2 runs in order to win, and that win put them in good standing because at that point tournament play began and the Trojans were matched up with the Golden Eagles yet again. And yet again, Troy prevailed, this time winning 11-7 over Southern Miss. This time the Trojans were down 6-2 before reeling off 4 in the 5th and moving on to sweeping the Golden Eagles. And with their 3rd straight win, the Trojans moved on to the championship game on Sunday, and the Trojans looked to make it 2 in a row against the Seminoles, but in the championship game, the Trojans fell to Florida State 8-0 in 5 innings. Troy had just 1 runner reach base in the loss as Chandler Griffin reached on a throwing error to lead off the bottom of the 1st. Troy was shut out for the first time in 2013, and the no-hitter by FSU's Lacey Waldrop marked the first time the Trojans had been no-hit since 2011 at North Texas. The Trojans were scheduled to be in Murfreesboro, Tennessee to take on Middle Tennessee on Tuesday and Wednesday, but a doubleheader on Tuesday was postponed, shortening a 3-game series to a doubleheader on Wednesday. Troy lost to Middle Tennessee in their first conference game of the season 7-5. It was a back-and-forth battle with the Trojans up early 2-0 before Middle fought back with 3 runs in the 3rd to take a 1-run lead. Troy took the lead again in the 5th off a Blue Raider error, making the score 5-3, but again, Middle Tennessee answered back, scoring 4 in the bottom of the 5th. But in the second game of the doubleheader, the Trojans got their revenge, winning 5-0. In the fourth inning, the Trojans had the bases loaded and Caitlin Ortiz took advantage with the grand slam, the first for a Trojan this season, to put Troy up 5-0. Michaela Hamilton earned her first win of the season with her first career complete game and shutout.
And the men's basketball team began their season with a win, but couldn't wrap up Trojan Arena's first season with a victory. Troy was defeated by South Alabama 53-49 on Saturday night, which closed out the regular season. Emil Jones celebrated senior night with 22 points, 8 boards, and 4 assists, while Wesley Hinton was the only other Trojan to score in double figures with all of his 10 points coming in the first half. Troy shot 35% from the field and 20% from the three-point range.
The first half was the half we should have taken advantage of because they were just off. That timing was off a little bit, and they weren't playing very well. And that was the half to really try to, get a larger difference in the score. But the second half, they came out. They played pretty hard. At times we did answer, but there were times that they did a great job of getting a second rebound, second shots.
And the women's basketball team had a chance to wrap up the season with a victory, but a last-second effort sealed the deal for the South Alabama Jaguars. Troy led for much of the game, but on senior night, the Trojans came up just seconds short, with the final score being 71-70. Troy took a 1-point lead on 2 Ashley Beverly Kelly free throws with 19.2 seconds remaining, but South Alabama's Ronika Robertson put back Brianna Wright's missed jumper with just 4 seconds remaining to give the Lady Jags the win. Joanna Harden led Troy with 25 points, while Ashley Beverly Kelly posted 20 with 8 rebounds. Head coach Shanda Rigby knows her team did what they needed to in order to be in the game this time around.
The improvement from that game to this game is what the new era is all about. I wish it would have ended up picture perfect with us with a win at the end with more points on the scoreboard, but it's still a fight and it's still successful, the amount of improvement for us to come back and compete like that. And I think all we need is that one more chance. When we get the Sun Belt Conference, it would be the first conference tournament win for us in quite a while, and that's what we're looking towards.
And throughout the season, the star of the show has been Joanna Harden, and for her efforts, she's been recognized by the conference as an All-Sun Belt second-team member. Harden averages 15.6 points per game, good for 6th in the league in scoring, and averaged 18.6 per game in Sun Belt contests. That was the 4th best mark in the league, and she also scored over 20 in 8 games this season. Her season high was 33 points against FIU, but possibly her biggest contribution was 27 points in an upset of Middle Tennessee, a performance that earned her Sun Belt Player of the Week. And that was the first time a women's basketball player at Troy had earned the honor.
And both golf teams finished out tournaments Tuesday, with the women finishing in 3rd place for the 2nd tournament in a row. The women shot a 3rd best team low round of 296 Tuesday in the final round of the 2013 Edwin Watts Kiowa Island Classic. Senior Sophia Bjorkman didn't have the smoothest finish, with 4 bogeys and 2 birdies to finish at 2 over, though it was good enough to tie for 6th place for her 6th straight top 10 finish. On the men's side, they were finishing action at the USF Invitational and finished in 9th place. Jake Tucker had his season best finish, tied for 14th, lowest round with a 68 and lowest 54-hole total of the season at 217.
And on Monday, Veterans Memorial Stadium was home to some former Trojan football players for one final time as they worked out for scouts at the annual Pro Day. While it may not be the NFL Combine, Pro Day gives former players the chance to work out in front of NFL scouts and showcase their abilities. Over 20 former Trojans participated in this year's Pro Day, looking to leave it all on the field and aim for the pros.
I think we got close to 18 scouts here, and it was a good turnout and a good day. Our guys that need to show up and do what they needed to do did, and a lot of them helped themselves. And as far as the draft status, and I think it was a good and successful day.
Since the tests measure different abilities, players' strengths lie in different areas. But for some former Trojans, their top numbers came in areas they were not expecting.
My reps, it surprised me because I thought I was going to get lower than what I actually got. I got 21. I thought I was going to get like 15 or 16.
My 40, they said they got me at a 4.47 as my lowest time, so I feel pretty good about that, especially, like I said, at my size.
And my agent told me I did good. I felt like I did good. Jumped, ran good. I did as expected. I'm disappointed I didn't get to run my 4.3, but I still ran 4.4, so, that's faster than average.
For these players, Pro Day is more than just an opportunity to impress scouts. It's also the chance to land a job.
It's a big job interview, and a lot of people might take it for granted, but I honestly think that a lot of people out here work their butt off a couple of weeks, couple months, whatever it took to do good.
This is crucial. I mean, for anything, as far as how you dress, how you present yourself, how you test. They look at everything.
Everybody keeps saying it's your interview, it's your interview. I mean, I go to any interview, you can go out and take your shirt off and just do what you do. Like, just be blessed and go out and do everything. And, I hope they enjoy me. They been telling me good things, and I hope they follow through, and I hope somebody give me a chance.
The NFL draft is still over a month away, so players still have the opportunity to improve before the day the phones start ringing. The NFL draft will begin on Thursday, April 25th, and continue through Saturday the 27th.
Both Trojan tennis teams were victorious over Jacksonville State yesterday afternoon. The women whooped Jack State 6-0. The women only played singles matches due to the threat of rain, but that was all they needed, sweeping Jack State, making the doubles point unnecessary. The women are now 3-0 at home this year, and the men were not so lucky in avoiding the rain and had to wait nearly 2 hours to finish their match, but eventually defeated the Gamecocks 4-2. The men have won 2 straight.
The Trojan track and field team began their outdoor track schedule Wednesday with a meet in-state, the Jaguar Opener at South Alabama. 53 student athletes traveled with the Trojans, with 17 of them making their outdoor debut for the Trojans. Senior Larry Henry won the men's high jump for the Trojans, and the men's 4x100 relay team also took home the crown. Senior Morgan Paulson took the top spot in the 3,000-meter run, winning by over 20 seconds.
Trojan Sports Now.